We are almost at first light for this telescope. This is our first time out, and I don't have all the pieces to it that I have to get an upper rail for it so I can kind of make things a little neater. So it's kind of down here, it's a little messy, but I do have this little Pegasus pocket power deal, which makes it see all my 12 volts plugged into that, and then it goes to various different places. Got the mount sort of pointed at Polaris. I still have to find it and go through all that and get the computer out here, and I'll play with it. If I can get it polar aligned and maybe get a little light in on this little first light on this camera right here, that would be great. Some of you remember I thought I had a big inclusion in my optical train. It turned out to be a reflection from my dining room lamp. It was pointing right at it, so it didn't move no matter what I did, walked around it and everything, and it looked like a big old schmutzy looking piece of dirt in that, somewhere trapped in between the lenses, and it was delaminated and it just looked horrible, but it turned out to be my lamp. So let me see what else. Got my 10 amp power supply over here, which goes into the Pegasus pocket power. It's all leveled. It's sort of roughly a polar aligned, or it's in the same position it was in the last time I polar aligned it last weekend. Got my little fan going here to cool the mirror down. Brett's going to come out with me later on, so he's going to set up over here next to the dog crater. Jeez. All right, Karina's got to fix that. That's terrible. All right, anyway, got my everything's turned on. Everything seems to be looking like it's working. Yeah, everything's working. GPS has figured out where it is. It's balanced. Got my big old weight there. Took me a couple hours to get this thing completely wired up and set up ready to go, but when I bring it in, I'll just leave it this way and just kind of throw a sheet over it and make sure I can just get it out here real easy next time. It's kind of how Brett has his deal set up now. He's just dragging it out and hooking the camera to it, and he's ready to run in 10 minutes. Okay, so there it is. I'm gonna wait for it to get a little darker, and hopefully maybe get some shots on Orion tonight or something. We'll see what happens. I gotta first figure out how to use this iPolar scope. It is a camera that's mounted inside this little cover right here. I'm not going to take it off because I don't want to fog it up. But when I'm ready to polar align, I'll take that off, get this thing roughly pointed up the Polaris up there somewhere, and then just walk through it. I've been through it on YouTube. It seems fairly simple and straightforward. It's a little easier than the QHY Polestar, which I had on here last time. So I'm going to try this time. Hopefully everything talks to the computer and the computer talks back to it. All the ASCOM stuff works. I've got all the patches loaded. It should work, but it might not. That's the thing about all this stuff, is one little thing wrong and it's not going to work. So anyway, and I got my new dew heater from the guys up at Cloudbreak, and I got my dew shield, so I should be good on dew. There's a little sensor on this thing that hangs down, and it gets the humidity and temperature, and as soon as it gets to the right temperature and humidity, it turns this thing on, which runs up a wire and starts putting heat into this patch, which will hopefully keep that from fogging up. Let's see. Yeah, okay, everything's hooked up to that. I'm not gonna do, let's see, that is the USB, not gonna guide, and that other thing, that CFWs, I don't use that, so I think I'm good. All right, I will check back with you and tell you how successful I was. Thank you very much, and wish me luck.